All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live once more with another collector box. Another big opening here. We got a collector box early, actually. Oh, that's a little louder than it should be, probably. Let's have it right there, I think. That's plenty. We got this a little early. I went to pre-release last night. Had a good time playing some sealed. Went 2-1. It's pretty good. And they had two of these. I didn't have the money to buy both, but we snagged one. So we're going to pop that open. And then I've actually got a second box coming this coming Friday on actual release day. That one's being shipped to me, though. So we'll have another one near the end of next week. But for now, we've got this guy. Let me just organize my stuff over here. I can probably minimize that. That's looking good. We're looking good here. Let's extend that out. I really want to try to knock this out quick. Because I'm going to head to a second pre-release. I'm going to play some more sealed because that shit's fun. Let's put out a distress call to the boys. Let's see here. Enjoying my arms typing in the distance. There we go. Dude, Skyrim is the perfect soundtrack for this. Okay. Where's the phone? We'll let these guys know too. Let's see here. Cool. We'll give it a couple minutes here. We'll roll this out too. Bonus playmat secured at the pre-release event. This is one of the cards we are going to be looking for. It's that gorgeous Mox Jasper. That's the combo right there. Is that actually... Yeah, that looks decent on there. Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, this playmat's fucking super dope. Where the boys at? Everybody's working. Why does everybody have lives? Whatever happened to being a degen? Oh. I guess I can just crack it open. We've always got the VOD anyway. We always do got that VOD. Is it still getting audio? I guess there's like almost no sound. There we go. Cool. I guess I'll leave that in the back, just so I can change it if I need to. Cool. Oh, dude, the fucking Skyrim soundtrack. Alright. We are looking for Ugin, of course, or Elspeth. Those are the two big hits. Or any version of Mox Jasper is also great. That just does not want to open. Alright. Oh, you know what? I should grab some sleeves just in case. One sec here. Boom. Penny sleeves and sealed protectors. Just in case. Just in case. Alright. Again, boys and girls, we have been luck stacking like a madman for a while. For a hot minute. We haven't gotten a big hit of anything. Since Foundations? Or I guess my first case of Flesh and Blood. First box of Flesh and Blood. But I didn't open that on stream. I opened that at the card shop. Alright. I've only seen some of the cards in here, and learning these for pre-release tonight is also going to be helpful, so we are going to read through some of these. I have not opened any collector packs, just the ones from pre-release last night. Alright, we got our token. Oh! It just starts you right into it. Okay. So the collector packs are right up front. Right off the bat, we've got a showcase Call of the Spirit Dragons. Looking for rainbow mana. It's an enchantment. Dragons you control have indestructible at the beginning of your upkeep. For each color, put a 1/1 counter on a dragon you control of that color. If you put 1/1 counters on 5 dragons that way, you win the game. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each color, put a 1/1 counter on a dragon you control. So if you have rainbow dragons on the board and you play this, you just win. That's pretty neat. I like that. That's fun. Sage of the Skies. White human monk for 3 mana, 2/3. When you cast this spell, if you've cast another spell this turn, copy this spell. With flying and lifelink. That seems very good. Cool. Okay. I'm thinking of actually doing... This is the clan color combo in the back, I think. That's actually what I'm probably going to go with for this one. I did Sultai last night. Sultai was pretty cool. But Jeskai is the one that is kind of calling my name at this point. Inevitable Defeat. Spell can't be countered Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller loses 3 life. You gain 3 life. I mean, it costs 4, but that's an uncounterable. It's pretty good with a bonus attached and it's instant. Voracious Bibliophile. 4 mana 3/3 dragon. Okay. Flying Vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell with 1 or more targets, draw that many cards. Here, let's keep these organized here. We'll do rares up here. Naga Fleshcrafter. 4 mana 0/0. You may have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, not just under your control. Here, I'm going to blow this up so I can see better. There we go. He has Renew for 3, and you exile him from the graveyard. Put a 1/1 counter on target non-legendary creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature until the end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Wait, what? 1/1 counter on each non-legendary creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature. Oh, I'm being dyslexic. Put a 1/1 counter on target non-legendary creature you control. Each other creature becomes a copy of that creature till the end of turn. That's really cool. And then Jeskai. Ooh, dude. That looks so sick. That looks okay on camera. In person, that looks fucking awesome. That's the new specialty lands. Oh, dude, I love this fucking border. I haven't seen the purple one yet, but it looks so good. Purging Stormbrood. Oh, and this needs to go in the rare pile. 5 mana 4/4 dragon with flying ward. You pay 2 life. When this creature enters, remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. Cool. Or you can play Absorb Essence, which is a 2 mana with using 1 white. It's an instant omen. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains lifelink and hexproof until the end of turn. 2 mana for +2/+2 lifelink hexproof. Honestly seems pretty good. The really cool thing with these omens too is the way the mechanic works is when you play it as an omen, you resolve the effect and then you shuffle the card back into your deck. So you don't lose the card, you don't graveyard it or anything. You just shuffle it back in. So you can technically either do the omen multiple times. Oh, nice. Or you can omen it, and then later on when you have more mana, you can actually play the dragon. It's pretty neat. Riling Dawnbreaker, 5 mana 3/4, dragon with flying vigilance. At the beginning of your combat, on your turn, another target creature you control gets +1 until the end of turn. Okay? Or 2 mana sorcery omen, create a 2/2 white soldier creature token. That's okay. That omen seems like trash, honestly, but I guess it's a common. Jeskai Shrinekeeper. 5 mana 3/3 dragon with flying and haste. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Oh, okay. And he's got haste, so you can kind of like almost guarantee that happening. That's cool. Roiling Dragonstorm. So my understanding is there's 1 Dragonstorm in each color. I've seen the swamp one, the black one, which is pretty good, but I haven't seen this one yet. So 2 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. When a dragon you control enters, return the enchantment to its owner's hand. Yeah, so this effect, returning to the hand, is the same with the other Dragonstorm that I've seen. Which is really cool, because then, like, for example, in what I was doing on pre-release, you'd omen one of these until you get your Dragonstorm out. You play the Dragonstorm, and then you play your dragon to put this back in your hand. You play it again, you play another dragon, you get this back in your hand, you play it again. And you could just basically play this every turn as long as you have dragons. It's really fun. Whale of War. 3-mana instant, choose one. Creatures target opponent controls get -1/-1 until the end of turn. Or return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. This is a pretty good card. I thought about using that at pre-release, but I only had one, and I also had way too many 3 costs. Embermouth Sentinel. 2-mana artifact 2/1. When a creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. If you control a dragon, put that card onto the battlefield tapped instead. Oh! When it enters, search library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Wild Ride. 1-mana sorcery. Target creature gets +3, gains haste until the end of turn. And you can harmonize for 5. Harmonize is kind of neat, so you can tap something you have on the field, and its power gets deducted from the cost, which is pretty cool. Wait. Wait, so you could play a 1 power, if I'm understanding this right. Oh, it's till end of turn, though. And you do have to tap it. So that'd be pretty pointless, actually. Never mind. I was thinking of something cheeky, but it wouldn't make any sense. I was like, oh, well, you can put it on a one power, bump it up to 4, tap him, put this back in play. Like, I guess if you had something where you get a benefit for playing a bunch of stuff in one turn, you could do that, but otherwise you don't really get anything for that. Ice Ridge Serpent. 5 cost 3/3. When it enters, return target creature and opponent controls to its hand. That's cool. Good effect. Coordinated Maneuver. 2 cost instant. Choose one. Coordinated Maneuver deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control. 2 target creature or planeswalker. That could be really good in a white deck. Or destroy target enchantment. Flexibility? Okay. This is why I want to play Jeskai. I like blue. I like what blue brings to the table. White is just always flexible and gets stuff on the board, and then red's aggressive. I don't see how that can go badly. Reliquary Dragon. That looks cool. Token creature dragon. This token is all colors, flying and lifelink. When this token enters, it deals 3 damage to any target. Where the fuck does this come from? That seems ridiculous. Hold on, what's he saying? Oh shit, hit me with the link? Okay. Mac, if you're already here, you could have scrolled up, but I'm sending you the link anyway. Cool. That's a sick token. It looks awesome, too. Oh, I forgot that they're in this order. Alright. We're going to have to start putting these in the back, because I don't like having the big hit right up front. Baron Step Siege. I haven't seen any of these Siege cards yet. But everybody's shitting their pants over them. 4 mana. It's an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, choose Abzan or Mardu. If you choose Abzan at the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That's pretty good. If you choose Mardu at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. I feel like Mardu is just better. No? Just controlling the field? That's really good. Ooh. We go a mythic. Smile at Death. 5 mana enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. Return up to 2 target creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a 1/1 counter on each of those. And that's an enchantment. So if you can get that on the field, you do that every turn? That's insane. Anafenza, Unyielding Lineage. 3 mana, 2/2 with flash and first strike. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies on offense, it endures 2. That's really good. If you don't know what endure does, you can choose as the controller when you endure whether you put that number of +1/+1 tokens on them, so that'd be +2/+2, or you can create that many 1/1 spirit tokens, which we got in the other thing. These guys. Not that one, actually. We need a 1/1. This one should be 1/1. Don't know why that shows a 3/3. Apparently there's something that generates 3/3s. Okay. Thundermane Dragon. 4 mana, 4/4. You look at the top card of your library at any time. That's always nice. You may cast creature spells with power 4 or greater from the top of your library. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until the end of turn. Holy shit, okay. Whoops, and that one in the wrong pile. Sinkhole Surveyor. This card's actually really cool. 2 mana, 1/3 with flying. Whenever it attacks, you lose 1 life, and this creature endures 1. So as long as you have some kind of life gain, this just powers up over time. Not to mention, first time it attacks, it instantly becomes a 2/4. It's pretty good for 2 mana. That's another land. Dude, I love these so much. Oh, I just noticed the claws have the shine on them too. That's so cool. This is red and blue though, which is interesting. Runescale Stormbrood. 4 mana, 2/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell or a dragon spell, this creature gets +2 until the end of turn. That doesn't... Well, even if it did count him, you'd have to give him haste to make that work. Or you can cast it as Chilling Screech, 2 mana, instant omen, counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. That's pretty neat. Again, if you're not familiar with omens, if you cast it as the omen, then instead of discarding this, you actually just shuffle it back in your deck. So you can cast it early for the omen cost and then cast it later as an actual creature. Very cool. Oh my god, dude. That looks so sick. The art's already good, and then the border just like blends with it. That's so cool. We already drew this one, but that looks way cooler than the other art. Where's the other version of it? Right here. If I can get it out of the pile. Like, which one do you want to play? Yeah. I thought so. God, this is not staying together. That's cool. I'll read it out anyway. 2 mana enchantment. Once enchantment enters, draw 2 cards and discard a card. When dragon you control enters, return this to its owner's hand. Which is very, very good. Mardu Monument. I'm assuming there's one of these for each clan. 2 mana artifact. When this artifact enters, search your library for a basic mountain, plains, or swamp card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. And then for Mardu plus 2 other mana and tap and sacrifice, create 3 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. They gain menace and haste until the end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. That's kind of cool. 5 mana is a lot for that, but menace haste means you get guaranteed damage, I suppose. Either that or you force them to hopefully drop a card or 2. Auroral Procession. 2 mana instant, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Simple and effective. Gurmag Rakshasa. 6 mana, 5/5 with menace. When this creature enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That's pretty cool. There's another version with this like same kind of character. It's only a 2-cost mythic with its 5/5, so it dies after it attacks, which is kind of strange. Monastery Messenger. So this is the color combo I want to play at this next pre-release. Is a 3 mana or 6. So this, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, means you can either pay 1 blue, 1 red, 1 white, or you can play 2 colorless mana instead of each one of these. And I think you can mix and match them. So you could do like 1 blue, 2 other things instead of red, and then 1 white. But he's a 2/3 with Flying Vigilance. When this creature enters, put up to 1 target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard on top of your library. Non-creature, non-land, so a sorcery or an instant, or an enchantment. I don't think there's non-creature... No, there'd be non-creature artifacts, yeah. So, or like an item-style artifact. Interesting. Seize Opportunity. 3 mana instant, choose 1. Exile the top 2 cards from your library. Until the end of the next turn, you may play those cards. Or up to 2 target creatures get +2/+1 until end of turn. Okay, I like decisions. Delta Bloodflies. I was using this card last night. It's decent. Once you actually start getting stuff on the board, it's pretty cool. 2 mana, 1/2 with flying. Whenever this creature attacks, if you control a creature with a counter on it, each opponent loses 1 life. Unfortunately, it doesn't scale with the number of counters, because then it'd probably be like a rare. But being able to attack, and even if he gets blocked, you still ping him for 1, is kind of nice. Bearer of Glory. 2 mana, 2/1. During a turn, this creature has first strike. For 5 mana, creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. Alright. Not bad. Okay. And this time, we are going to make sure that we take our token over there, and we put our super duper rare on the back, whatever that may be. Ooh. And here, let's refocus here. Nice. Death Begets Life. Costs 8 mana in the Sultai faction. It's a sorcery. Destroy all creatures and enchantments. Draw a card for each permanent destroyed this way. Okay. I mean, that's a lot of mana, but that's really cool. United Battlefront. 4 mana sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to 2 non-creature, non-land permanent cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Mana value 3 or less onto the battlefield. But it's non-creature, non-lands. Non-creature, non-lands. What the hell would you put out then? Do you drop artifacts or sorceries that generate stuff? Interesting. I'd have to see how people are comboing that. Within range. 4 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create 2 1/1 red warrior tokens. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures attacking them. Oh, I like that a lot. Guaranteed damage, I am always a fan of. For my use case. You use that against me, and I hate the card. That seems really good. Ooh, we got a Saga. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. That's what, Mardu? I think that's Mardu colors. I'm still trying to remember all of them. Thunder of Unity. Turn 1. So when you play it, you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Next turn, whenever a creature you control enters this turn, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And same thing for turn 3, and then it gets sacrificed. That seems really good, actually. Because you play this, you draw 2 cards. you get pinged, but it's whatever. And then the next 2 turns, hopefully with those cards that you drew, you can just play more shit. And then you're just life draining for that. That seems really good. Oh, nice. And it's the non-foil, so you can see a little better how good that looks. I think I prefer the non-foil. You almost get like a 3D effect. That's so sick. Dude, I love these full lands. They're so dope. I'm going to put the Dragonite lands here. We'll put the other lands below. Cool. So you can see them just staring at you in the corner. Oh shit, it's combat music. I mean, something's coming. Something with some fighting power. Boulderborn Dragon, 5 mana, 3/3. It's definitely not this guy. Flying Vigilance, whenever this creature attacks, surveil 1. That's not bad, but at least personally, I don't see the power in it. We already saw this guy. Traveling Botanist, a Dog Scout. Okay. 2 mana, 2/3. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into the graveyard. Holy shit. I love that. That's crazy good. Rally the Monastery. 4 mana instant, spell costs 2 less to cast if you've cast another spell this turn. Choose one. Create 2 1/1 white monk creature tokens, holy shit, with prowess. Or up to 2 target creatures you control each get +2/+2 until the end of turn, or destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. That's pretty good, especially if you can cast it for 2. Yeah. Unrooted Ancestor. 3 mana, 3/2 with Flash. Okay. For 1 mana and sacrifice another creature, this creature gains indestructible until the end of turn. Tap it. I'd have to see how that interaction's being used. I don't like that. Sagu Pummeler. 4 mana, 4/4 with Reach. And renew for 5. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 1/1 counters on and a Reach counter on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. Renew's pretty cool. So it's something you can do from the graveyard, and you always exile it, it seems like. And typically it seems that you put whatever like extra effects plus something else on other stuff that you have. It's a pretty cool mechanic. Ringing Strike Mastery. 1 mana enchantment aura, you enchant a creature. When this aura enters, tap the enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Enchanted creature has, for 5 mana, untap the creature. I actually was using this in pre-release, and it helped, but a couple turns in, they were just like, all right, well, I'll pay 5 to untap and hit you again, and then I'll pay 5 again next turn to hit you again, and it didn't really do much, unfortunately. Caustic Exhale, I was using this too, it's a really good card. For 1 mana, as an additional cost to cast this spell, Behold a Dragon or pay 1, so it's 2 mana or 1 if you have a dragon on the field or in your hand. And then target creature gets -3/-3 until the end of turn. Very good. Classic Lifeland. Ooh, and that is our rare. The Karsi Revenant. This is such a good card. 3 mana, 3/3 with Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. And after he dies, you can use Renew, also for 3 mana. And you exile him. You put a Flying, a Death Touch, and a Lifelink counter on target creature. Yeah. It's very, very, very good. Insane card. Oh, I put that in the mythic pile naturally. Put that in the rare pile. Okay. So, let's get our spirit token out of here. Let's put our rare card on the back. Ooh, Revival of the Ancestors. 4 mana Saga. Create 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens. Second turn, distribute 3 1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. That effect is ridiculous, and it's also on a card called Armament Dragon, which is very good. And third turn, creatures you control gain trample and lifelink until the end of turn. Very good card. Mardu Siegebreaker. 4 mana 4/4 with Death Touch and Haste. Oh. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 other target creature you control until this creature leaves the battlefield. So there's a cost to it. Whenever this creature attacks, for each opponent, create a tap token that's a copy of the exiled card attacking that opponent. Oh. Whenever this creature attacks, for each opponent, create a tapped token that's a copy of the exiled card attacking that opponent. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice those tokens. Holy shit. So you could have like something big on the field, and then you play this and exile that, but then when you attack and it has haste, you just bring in a copy of it that's attacking. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You'd need a way to protect it, but holy. Inox Strike Leader. 2 mana 2/2 Dog Warrior. Okay. What is he riding? Dude, it's a giant cat. It looks more like a bear than a dog. But it's a dog riding a cat. Whenever you attack with this creature and or your commander, for each opponent, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that tapped and attacking that player. Sacrifice this creature. Creature tokens you control get indestructible until the end of turn. Neat. Eshki Dragonclaw. 4 mana 4/4 with Vigilance, Trample, and Ward 1. Beginning of combat on your turn, if you cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell this turn, draw a card and put 2 1/1 counters on this card. Beginning of combat on your turn, if you cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell this turn. Holy shit. So you play this, and then you play a spell. You play a non-creature spell. And then when you start combat, you draw a card and you add 2 1/1 counters. Jesus Christ. Okay. Ooh. Take the shadow of a dragon flying over. That's pretty sick. Put that with the... I'm gonna need 3 land piles. Regular, standard full arts, and the eyeballs. Corroding Dragonstorm. God, that art is so good. This is the one that I pulled for pre-release. It was very good. 2 mana. Unless Shaman enters, each opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life, and you surveil 2. And then if you cast a dragon, like with the other Dragon Storms, it goes back to your hand, so you can just cast it again. It's a very good card. Boulderborn, we've seen you. Skirmish Rhino. 3 mana 3/4 with Trample. When this creature enters, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. Such a good effect. Sun Pearl Kirin. 2 mana 2/1 flash flying. When this creature enters, return up to 1 other target non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. If it was a token, draw a card. Oh shit. That seems overloaded. 2 mana 2/1. It's got flash and flying. So you could like block with a token, you flash this in, and you get rid of the token, you draw a card, but you've already declared it as a block. So it blocks the attack anyway. Right? Isn't that how that works? There's some cheeky shit like that. That's fucking insane for a 2 mana. Salt Road Skirmish. 4 mana sorcery, destroy target creature. Create 2 1/1 red warrior tokens. They gain haste until the end of turn. Sacrifice them again in the next end step. That's really good for 4. Just straight up destroy a creature. And you get some extra damage in. Sarkhan's Resolve. 2 mana instant. Choose one. Target creature is +3/+3 until the end of turn. Or destroy target creature with flying. Okay. We got a Lifeland. Is that the end? That is not the end. Snowmelt Stag. 4 mana. Why is that showing up weird? Is my camera, the resolution on my camera fine? It's like it's having trouble seeing that or something. I literally can see the noise on my screen. 4 mana 2/5 with Vigilance. During your turn, this creature has base power and toughness 5/2. I like that. For 7 mana, the creature can't be blocked this turn. So I guess if you don't have anything else to do, you can guarantee 5 damage. Oh, but he has Vigilance, so then you can just block with it. That's very good, actually. Or at least I like that. I think that's really cool. But, well, I mean, getting him on the field for 4 isn't that bad. Stormplane Detainment. 3 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent. Wait, what is this? Story Spotlight? Any of the other ones have that? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. mtgstory.com. Stormplane Detainment. 3 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Okay. Ooh, we got a Craterhoof Behemoth. It's an 8-drop, 5/5 with haste. When this creature enters, creatures you control gain trample and get +XX until the end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Jeez, okay. Alright. Green doing green things. It's a good card. I know it's a pretty popular one. Alright, this one's not wanting to open. Come on. It's fighting back. Help me, Skyrim soundtrack. Okay, so we drop our token. We move our super rare to the back. Let's see what we got. Dalkavon Encampment. Land enters tapped unless you control a swamp or a mountain. Taps for white. Or for 3 mana and tap, whenever you attack this turn, create 2 warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking and get sacrificed. For 3 mana. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, especially as a land that's just going to exist. We'll put that in the rare pile, I guess. Lotus Light Dancers. 5 mana 3/6 with lifelink. When this creature enters, search your library for a black card, a green card, and a blue card. Put those cards into your graveyard and then shuffle. Okay. Okay. I'm on board with that. Caldera Pyrama. 5 mana 3/3. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. And then this creature deals damage equal to its power to target opponent. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Stillness in Motion. 2 mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 3 cards. Then, if your library has no cards in it, exile this enchantment and put 5 cards from your graveyard on top of your library in any order. I mean, that potentially is like a game-winning enchantment. Ooh, that looks sick. That looks so good. It's looking almost like pinkish on the camera. In person, though, it's more of like a crimson, like a darkish red in there. A little oversaturated on the camera. That looks sick, though. Breaching Dragonstorm. 5-mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast it without paying its mana cost if that spell's mana value is 8 or less. If you don't, put the card in your hand. When a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. Okay. What? Holy shit, okay. That seems really good. Sagu Wildling. I don't think we've seen this. I've seen this a bunch because everybody at pre-release was using this card. It's 5 mana, 3/3 dragon with flying. When this creature enters, you gain 3 life. Very simple, but it also has a 1 mana sorcery omen where you search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. And you also shuffle this back in because it's an omen. Super good card. Jeskai Monument. 2 mana artifact. When this artifact enters, search your library for a basic island, mountain, or plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. And for 1 colorless and Jeskai mana, and you tap and sacrifice the artifact, create 2 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying. Activate only as a sorcery. Seems alright. I don't know if I'm in love with that. Frontline Rush. 2 mana instant. Choose 1. Create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Target creature gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. That's not bad. Again, flexibility. I'm all about the flexibility. Aegis Sculptor. 4 mana 2/3 with flying. Has Ward 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile 2 cards from your graveyard. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. That seems really good. That seems extremely good. Reputable Merchant. When this creature enters or dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. That's actually not bad. That's actually pretty good. Okay. Shock Brigade. 2 mana 1/3 with Menace. And he has Mobilize 1. Whenever this creature attacks, create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature token, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. That's not bad. For a common, that's pretty fucking good. Humbling Elder. 1 mana, 1/2 with Flash. When this creature enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -2 attack until the end of turn. It's a good card. Alicia's Legacy. 2 mana instant. Target creature you control gains Death Touch and Indestructible until the end of turn. That's really good. I wish I would have pulled this. That would have helped me out a lot last night. And I think this is our last card. Let's see what we got. Ambling Stormshell. It's a turtle. Holy shit. It's a 5 mana, 5/9 with Ward 2. Whenever this creature attacks, put 3 stun counters on it and draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a turtle spell, untap this creature. He's just a big old turtle. Slow as fuck. 3 stun counters when you attack, but you draw 3 cards. Honestly, that's a worthy trade-off. That is a worthy trade-off. I like that a lot, actually. Is that the first turtle we've run into? I think it is. How many other turtle cards are in Magic? There's gotta at least be a couple. Okay. There we go. Ooh, another Reliquary Dragon. Such a cool token. Okay, let's get that out of here. Let's put our rare card on the back. And we're starting with Yathan Roadwatcher. 4 mana, 3/3. When this creature enters, if you cast it, mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That is very good. We've also got Corey Mountain Monastery. That looks really cool. Enters tapped unless you control a plains or an island. Taps for red, and for 4 mana and tap, you can exile the top card of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. That's really cool looking. Did I have a spot for these? I think I was just putting them with those. Tip the Scales. 3 mana sorcery, sacrifice a creature. When you do, all creatures get -X, -X until the end of the turn, where X is the sacrificed creature's toughness. That could be really good. That could be a board wipe, actually. 3 mana sorcery. Draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card. That seems pretty good. And Harmonize for 5. Okay. Our first forest. Looking pretty snazzy. Another one of these guys. We're getting a lot of those. Disruptive Stormbrood. 5 mana, 3/3 dragon. When this creature enters, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. It's not bad. Or the omen for it is a 2 mana sorcery. Destroy target creature with power 3 or less. That's very good, actually. I really like that. Twin Moss Stormbrood. 6 mana, 5/4. When it enters, you gain 5 life. And the omen is a 2 mana sorcery. Charring Bite deals 5 damage to target creature without flying. Okay. I like that. The dragon cards in general with the omens on them just are so good. Loxodon Battle Priest. 5 mana, 3/5 at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. Okay, straightforward enough. Strategic Betrayal. This card fucked me. 2 mana sorcery. Target opponent exiles a creature they control and their graveyard. Yeah, I was playing Sultai, which pulls from the graveyard quite a bit. This totally ruined my day. Not to mention, for 2 mana, you're also exiling a creature at the same time. Very good card. Let's see. 5 mana instant. Narset's Rebuke deals 5 damage to target creature, and you add Jeskai mana. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. That's 5 mana, but you get 3 back. Interesting. Very interesting. That actually seems really good, because if you're playing Jeskai specifically, and you're not drawing one of the colors that you need, as long as you have a red, you can get those 3 that you might need for something else. I like that. Basic lifeland. Focus the Mind. 5 mana instant, costs 2 less if you've cast another spell this turn. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card. For 3 mana, that's pretty good. Rallying Dawnbreaker again, and another Mardu Siegebreaker, this time in foil. I don't think the last one was foil. Seems like a really good card. There was a lot of people playing... Well, actually, I should have gotten... It must have been a pretty even spread, because I was about to say, oh, there was a lot of people playing Mardu, but there was also a lot of people playing Abzan, and there was also a lot of people playing Sultai. Which I think means that it was pretty even. Okay. Big card on the back. Ooh. Starting off with the Craterhoof Behemoth. We've already seen him. Frostcliff Siege is our second siege. 3-mana enchantment. As this enters, choose Jeskai or Temur. If you choose Jeskai, whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. I like that. With Temur, creatures you control get +1 and have trample and haste. Am I about to play Temur instead? Holy. That just happens? Well, I guess you could still play Jeskai or Temur, either one, and choose either one of these. You don't have to... It's not a requirement that it's a Temur deck. You just have to choose Temur when you play this. That's crazy, actually. One or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. So as long as you're pinging them, you get extra card draw. Or creatures you control get +1 and have trample and haste. I might do Temur because I like the red-blue stuff, but the green cards in this set are so crazy good. Is this going to prove my point right here? I haven't seen this card. 4 mana, 3/3. When this creature enters, exile up to 3 target land cards from your graveyard. Creatures you control have all activated abilities. Hold on, what? Creatures you control have all activated abilities of all land cards exiled with this creature. Huh? Oh, shit. It's a fucking mud crab. Dude, it's like... Man, good old Skyrim. I'm so glad I chose to do this. So like the monastery here. So all of your creatures would have the option of doing this, where you can pay 4, tap, exile top card of the library, and then play, until your next turn you can play it. Or this one, 3 mana tap. Whenever you attack this turn, create 2 warrior creature tokens if you tapped and attacking. I don't think we got any other ones. Yeah. That's interesting. Maybe there's some more powerful lands. But I could see that potentially being really good. And it's exile up to 3 from your graveyard. So you'd already have to have land cards in your graveyard. Which if you're milling, I guess you probably would. I don't know. That's an interesting card. I just don't know how... Ooh. Taval, Arbiter of Virtue. This is the Sultai Spirit Dragon. Would have been nice to pull this guy last night. 5 mana, 6/6 with flying and lifelink. That's already really good. Spells you cast have Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting those spells pays for 1. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting those spells. Oh, so if you cast a spell and it has you exile a certain number of cards, the cards that are being exiled would account for 1 of the mana that you would have to pay. So if it's a 5 cost, 4 colorless, and it exiles 3 cards, you can play it for 2. That's pretty sick. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to its mana value. I don't know about that one. As you act, so shall you be judged. I mean, as long as he doesn't get removed, then you can make up for losing the life pretty easily, I suppose. 6/6 with lifelink is a lot of healing. Another one of those islands. Another Dawnbreaker. We've seen him in like every pack. New Dragonstorm. Teeming Dragonstorm. 4 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create 2 2/2 white soldier creature tokens. When a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. That's really good. Costs 4, but that's still really good. Actually, is that would I pay 4 mana for 2/2/2s on the board? I guess the value there is that you can play it over and over and over and over and over again. So if you don't have a better play, you can just keep doing it. Synchronized Charge. 2 mana sorcery. Distribute 2/1/1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. Creatures you control with counters on them gain Vigilance and Trample until the end of turn, and it has Harmonize for 5. See, that's what I mean. Green cards are wild. Oh, that goes there. Sunset Strike Master. 2 mana 3/1. You can tap them for red mana, or for 3, tap and sacrifice. Deal 6 damage to a target creature with flying. Wow. That's pretty good. Wingblade Disciple. 3 mana 2/2 with flying. It has Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 bird creature token with flying. I could see that being value. Crotic? Nest Guard. 3 mana 4/4 Defender. For 3 mana, this creature can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. Okay. That's alright. A 3 mana 4/4 is pretty dang good. And then Sealed a Defender, I don't think is very bad. Yeah, I really want to do a green deck. We're going to do Teamer. Summon Intimidator. 4 mana 4/3 with Reach. When this creature enters, target creature can't block this turn. That's alright. Undergrowth Leopard. 2 mana 2/2 with Vigilance. 1 mana sacrifice this creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay. Lightfoot Technique. 2 mana instant, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, gains flying and indestructible until the end of turn. Seems pretty good, and I think this is our last one. And our big poll is a Sinkhole Surveyor. Great card. But we've already got those. Alright, we are down to the final 5 packs. We're already over halfway. I guess we are an hour in. Dude, this one does not want to open. Holy, it really does not want to open. Like, at all. Okay. Pull the token. Special card on top. Flip them over. Ooh, we got another Call the Spirit Dragons. This card's fucking dope. Alternate win conditions are just really cool. So 5 mana, dragons have indestructible. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each color, put a 1/1 counter on a dragon you control of that color. If you put 1/1 counters on 5 dragons this way, you win the game. Absolutely crazy. And another siege. Windcrag Siege. So 3 mana enchantment. When it enters, choose Mardu or Jeskai. If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Wow. And if you choose Jeskai at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. It gains lifelink and haste until the end of turn. Jeskai is more guaranteed because it's every turn, but Mardu, if you can keep triggering stuff, triggering things twice could be insane. Ooh, that looks cool. Deceptive Frostkite. 2 mana 1/1 with flying. You may have this creature enter as a copy of a creature you control with power 4 or greater, except it's a dragon in addition to its other types, and it has flying. What? I'm sorry. So for 2 mana, you cast this. May have this creature enter as a copy of a creature you control with power 4 or greater. So you drop a big card, and then for 2 mana, you can just copy it. And regardless of what it was, it's also a dragon and has flying. Which means this is, I think, the cheapest card you can use to trigger the Dragon Storms. I don't know that there's a cheaper dragon than the 2 mana here. That's really cool. Okay. Flamehold Grappler. What the fuck? That looks really cool. 3 mana 3/3 with first strike. When this creature enters, copy the next spell you cast this turn when you cast it. You may choose new targets for the copy. Copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. Wow. Okay. That's really good. That's all there is to really say about that. That's just a really good card. Got into planes. Feral Deathgorger. 6 mana 3/5, Flying Death Touch. When this creature enters, exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. And the 2 mana Omen is a sorcery. Put a 1/1 counter on up to 1 target creature and draw a card. This is very ominous music. Just in time for the Deathgorger. Runescale Stormbrood, we've seen you, but I love your art. Alright, maybe I don't want the entire soundtrack. Let's, I mean, I kind of do want more Skyrim, not gonna lie. Let's just restart it. Everybody wants it. We're just gonna restart it. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, it endures 2. So it's a 5 mana 3/2, but you pop it in and you either get a 5/4, or you end up with put 2 on, or create a 2/2 white spirit creature token. Oh, so you don't create 2 tokens, you create a 2/2 token. Gotcha. That's still really good. That's very good. It's one of those long cons, right? Triland? Nice. That's our first Triland. Iridescent Tiger. 5 mana 3/4. When this creature enters, if you cast it, add a rainbow mana. What the hell? So it's 5 mana, but it effectively ends up being free, depending on if you can actually use the mana that it brings out. That's really cool. I love the idea of that. Einok Wayfarer, this card is great. I had 2 of these in my pre-release deck last night. 2 mana 1/1. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you don't, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Phenomenal, because if you have too many lands, you can choose not to do that. It needs a 2/2. And if you don't have enough lands, then there you go. You just hopefully pulled a land. Nightblade Brigade. 3 mana 1/3 with Death Touch and Mobilize 1. When he enters, Surveil 1. Highspire Bellringer. 3 mana 1/4 with Flying. The second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast. Mardu Devotee. 1 mana 1/2. When this creature enters, scry 2. And for 1 mana, you can add 1 mana of any of the what is it, Mardu colors. But it doesn't tap, so you can technically do that to cast something else, and then still use him for whatever. Ooh, look at that. We got a special guest land. Scalding Tarn. Yeah. Tap, pay 1 life, sacrifice the land, search your library for an island or mountain card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. Oh. It's a fetch. That's going to be worth something. Cool. We got a fetch land. Uh-oh. Are we offline? No, we're good. We good. I don't know why it was saying offline. This pack, dude, these packs are fighting back. I don't like to get too rough with them, because if it is a super rare card, I don't want it to have any, like, dings, dents, blips, anything on them. Okay, big guy's going to the back. Meringue River Regent. 6 mana, 6/7. When this creature enters, return up to 2 other target non-land permanents to their owner's hand. That's a big drop. Hey, here's this flying 6/7, also those go away. Okay. Or the Omen is 4 mana, instant, draw 3 cards, discard a card. That's a really good card. Severance Priest. 3 mana, 3/3, Djinn Cleric. Has Death Touch. When this creature enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, exile that card. When this creature leaves the battlefield, the exile card's owner creates an XX white spirit creature token, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. Interesting. I don't think I like that. That sounds like dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, hoo, hoo. We got the full art version of Taval. That looks really cool. Where's the other one? Nice. Dude, that full art's fucking sick. Man, we are getting a lot of mythic dupes, actually. We've gotten 2 Crater Hoofs. We've gotten 2 Call the Spirit Dragons. We've gotten 2 Tavals. Oh, shit. Yes, sir. We got Elspeth, the legend herself. 5 mana, legendary planeswalker. 5 loyalty. If 1 or more tokens to be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Crazy card. For 0 loyalty, you can put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and they gain flying until your next turn. For +1, you can create a 1/1 white soldier token, which, due to her thing, creates 2. And for -3, you can destroy a target creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. Jesus. This card's crazy. Insane card. I'll probably sleeve that, because I'm pretty sure that's going for like 30, 40, 50 bucks. Ridiculous card. Wildling, we've seen you. Stormshriek Feral. We've not seen this one. 5 mana, 3/3. Flying and haste. For 2 mana, you can give this creature +1 until the end of turn. Or the sorcery Omen for it is also 2 mana. You discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Why doesn't it just say draw 2 cards, discard a card, like everything else does? Who knows? Marshal of the Lost. 4 mana, 3/3 with Death Touch. Whenever you attack, target creature gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Wow. Whenever you attack target creature, that's super good. I mean, even a 4 mana 3/3 with Death Touch is already not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. That's really good. Channel Dragonfire. 1 mana sorcery, deal 2 damage to any target. You can harmonize for 7, technically. That means you could tap a 5 power to cast this again for 2. Neat. Kishla Trawlers. 3 mana 3/2. When this creature enters, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. When you do, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Exile a creature card from your graveyard and return an instant or a sorcery to your hand. Okay. That's neat. In a blue deck, I can see that being good. Does yet Earthcarver, the 6 mana 4/4 with reach. When he enters, it endures 3. Damn. Okay. That's pretty good. Twin Bolt. 2 cost instant. Twin Bolt deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. So either do 2 to 1 or 1 to 2. We got a Lifeland. I think there's another one under here. Worthy Cost. This card saved my ass a couple times. As additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature, and you exile a target creature or planeswalker. Not too bad. And I think this is our last one. What we got? Ooh, that's a good pull. That's a good one. Oh, man. We got the full art showcase Dracogenesis. Oh, dude, the banner in like this fucking like light teal blue kind of thing looks so sick. Oh my god. This card's also fucking ridiculous. 8 mana, which is a lot. Enchantment. You may cast dragon spells without paying their mana cost. That's pretty good. Damn, that's 2 huge pulls. Great pack. Now we just need an Ugin. And we rounded out an Ugin and a Mox Jasper. And we've rounded out the collection. Alright, let's flip it over. Let's get rid of this. Let's put that on the back. And first card. Warden of the Grove. We've got a Hydra in this. 3 mana 2/2. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. Oh my god. Oh my god. That gets out of control fast. Holy shit. Holy shit. So you play him for 3, and then if you can play literally any non-token creatures, you can just start adding counters to them immediately, and it just gains on itself. So the first time you do that, it adds 1. Second time you do that, or wait. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. So if he doesn't have any counters, he won't endure. So you have to get to your end step first. So the next turn, you play a bunch of shit. Let's say you play 3 creatures. First one that you play, you add +1/+1 to him. He's now +2/+2. Second creature that you play, you add 2 of those, so you double them. So he's +4/+4. Third creature that you play, you double those. Jeez, dude. Yeah, every time you play a creature, you double the counters on him. Or you can take what would become the counters. So like if he's +4/+4 on counters, you could turn that into a 4/4 token separate from him instead. So then you have multiple creatures. So you can choose to either go huge on one or go wide and force them to choose. Crazy. This is what I mean, dude. Green's fucking ridiculous. Dragonologist. 3 mana, 1/3. When this creature enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an instant, sorcery, or dragon card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Untapped dragons you control have hexproof. That's pretty good. For 3 mana? Yeah, we're playing Teamer. We are playing Teamer. Welcome the Dead. 4 mana sorcery, draw 2 cards, then discard a card, and you lose 2 life. Create X tapped 2/2 black zombie druid creature tokens, where X is the number of cards that are put into your graveyard from your hand or library this turn. That's a lot of stuff. Flashback for 6. That's a lot of shit on one card. Mistrise Village. This is the one that everybody was clamoring about, right? Enters tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. Taps for blue. 1 blue mana and tap. The next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, next big hit can be behind this, right? Or it's nothing. How the fuck do you even say that? Karakik Guardian. I think is how you'd say that. 6 mana, 6/5. With Flying, Vigilance, and Trample. This creature has hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet. Okay. I like that. So that's an uncommon. Purging Stormbrood. 5 mana, 4/4. Has Ward for paying 2 life. When this creature enters, remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. Oh, we've seen this guy. Omen is a 2 mana instant. Target creature gets +2/+2, gains lifelink and hexproof till the end of turn. That seems like a really good card. Whirlwing Stormbrood. 5 mana, 4/3. Flash. You may cast sorcery spells and dragon spells as though they had flash. Oh. That's pretty good. Or the Omen is a 3 mana sorcery. Put 3 1/1 counters on a target creature you control. Okay. Jeskai Brushmaster. 4 mana, 2/4 with double strike and prowess. Oh, okay. That's not bad. Alchemist Assistant. 2 mana, 2/1 with lifelink. Can renew for 2. Put a lifelink counter on a target creature. Yeah, that's pretty good. Rescue Leopard. 3 mana, 4/2. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Oh. Okay. I like that. Another Wildling. A Tempest Hawk. 3 mana, 2/2 with flying. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you search your library for a card named Tempest Hawk, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. That can have any number of cards named Tempest Hawk. Anyway. Riverwalk Technique. 4 mana instant. Choose one. The owner of target non-land permanent puts it on their choice of the top or the bottom of their library, or counter target non-creature spell. And... Ooh, dude, that art is sick. What the fuck? Why am I getting all the cool Sultai stuff here? Awaken the Honored Dead. First turn, destroy target non-land permanent. Second turn, mill 3 cards. Third turn, you may discard a card. When you do, return target creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Very cool. All right. The final 2 packs. Let's do this. Let's do this. Drop our token. Let's grab that. What is... Oh, it's just the cards being splayed out. Okay, first one. Bloomvine Regent. This card, actually great. I had one of these in my pre-release deck, and it was very good. 5 mana, 4/5 with flying. Whenever this creature or another dragon you control enters, you gain 3 life. Not bad. And then Claim Territory is a 3 mana omen sorcery. Search library for up to 2 basic forest cards. Reveal them. Put one on the battlefield tapped and the other in your hand, then shuffle. And then since it's an omen, you shuffle him back into the deck. Super good card. Surak. Elusive Hunter. 3 mana, 4/3. Spell can't be countered. Has trample. Whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. That's pretty good. Bone Devourer. 4 mana, 2/2 flash. Creature enters with a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the number of creatures that died this turn. When this creature dies, you draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on it. That's probably a fine trade-off. I could also see you accidentally killing yourself with that. Ooh, Dragonfire Blade. It's a fucking lightsaber. 1 mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has hexproof from monocolor. That's alright. In this set, I feel like that's really not as good as it might sound, just because there's so many multicolor things in here. Equips for 4. Ability costs 1 less to activate for each color of the creature it targets. Oh. So if you equip it on a tricolor, it only costs 1. I mean, yeah. I can see that being good. Ooh, we got the purple one, too. Le Schwamp. Is that a full set? No, it's not. We don't have an island yet. What else we got here? Roiling Dragonstorm and foil this time. Durgar Island Dragon. Have we seen this one? I think we have. 6 mana, 4/4, Flying Ward 2. 2 mana Omen instant. Tap with 1 target creature and draw a card. That Omen is so good. That Omen's crazy good. Hardened Tactician. 3 mana, 2/4. 1 mana and sacrifice a token to draw a card. Okay, pretty straightforward. Veteran Ice Climber. 2 mana, 1/3 with Vigilance. Creature can't be blocked. Whenever this creature attacks, up to 1 target player mills cards equal to this creature's power. I mean, if you have something to buff him up, that could be really good. Breaching Dragonstorm. Have we seen this one? We have. Okay, yeah. So 5 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast it without paying its mana cost if that spell's mana value is 8 or less. If you don't, put that card into your hand. When a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. that's pretty good. Stormshriek Feral. 5 cost, 3/3 flying haste. For 2 mana, this creature gets +1 until the end of the turn. Or its Omen is a 2 mana sorcery. Discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Which, for example, you can play this for 5. Play this for free. Though at that point, I guess you're really not getting any value there. It would have to be something that's a higher mana value than the Dragonstorm. Right? So you're really only getting value out of this. Yeah, you're really only getting value out of this. Well, I guess it lets you play things regardless of color. Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling it's really good, but the more I think about it, the less good it sounds. Adorned Crocodile. 5 mana, 5/3. When this creature dies, create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. Renew for 1, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Nice and simple. Agent of Codis? 2 mana, 2/1 with renew for 4. Put 2 1/1 counters on a target creature. Okay. Watcher of the Wayside. 3 mana artifact 3/2. When this creature enters, target player mills 2 cards and you gain 2 life. Okay. Dude, it looks like a fucking... It's like a dude from Warhammer. Let's see. And we are on our last one. And we have... Corey Steel Cutter. 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has trample and haste. And it has flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. You may attach this equipment to it. Oh. So if you cast something and then you cast this, you can attach this to a 1/1 token, which turns it into a 2/2 with trample and haste. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. All right. Why am I so tired? Get a lucky sip of the coffee. Okay. Final pack. We drop our token. And we grab our final card. Hey, we got another turtle. It's the same turtle, but it is another one. Rediscover the Way. It's 3 mana. First and second turns, you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Okay, that's just surveil, right? Or surveil, you discard them? Whatever. It's a familiar effect. Third turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, target creature you control gains double strike until the end of turn. And it's whenever you cast a non-creature spell. So you can effectively give your whole team double strike on the third turn. Dude, sagas are actually really cool. Ooh, look at that. This is one of the commanders, I think, from the commander decks, actually. Shiko and Narsa Unified. 4 mana, 4/4 with flying and vigilance. Has flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy that spell if it targets a permanent or player, and you may choose new targets for the copy. If you don't copy a spell this way, draw a card. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. Yathan Road Watcher. 4 mana, 3/3. When this creature enters, if you cast it, mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If you cast it, mill 4 cards. Dude, okay. Skyrim soundtrack, you're great, but like, take out the cave music, please. Let's just go here, finish off. Not really what I had in mind for Dragonstorm, but... Alright. It's something at least. Yeah, this card seems really good. It's 4 draft for 3/3, and then you just put a 3-drop on the battlefield as well. So it's like paying 7 mana, but you're paying 4. And it's something you've already played. That's pretty good. No Island Eye, unfortunately. Stormshriek Pharaoh, we've seen you. Death Gorger, we've seen you. Rakshasa's Bargain. It's for Sultai mana. It's an instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 of them in your hand and the rest in your graveyard. For 3? I mean, you get to choose, which is nice. So it's like a draw 4, discard 2, basically. Except you have to discard 2 of the 4 that you drew. That's pretty good. Rite of Renewal. Well, it's a green spell, so it's probably going to be crazy. 4 mana sorcery. Return up to 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Target player shuffles up to 4 target cards from their graveyard into their library, and then exile this. Player shuffles up to 4 target cards from their graveyard into their library. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not insane, but definitely good. Dalkavan Pack Beasts. 3 mana 0/4 with Vigilance. And Mobilize 3. Whenever this creature attacks, create 3 tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. Can you attack with a 0 attack creature? Is that even an option? Or do you have to have a counter on it to be able to attack? That'd be the big question, because if you can just choose to attack with it, even though it's a 0, then that's actually really good. Like, really, really good. Gurmag Nightwatch. For Sultai, it's a 3/3. Whenever this creature enters, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may put one of those cards back on top of your library and put the rest in your graveyard. That's pretty good. You're just controlling what you have on top. And then there's other stuff in Sultai that pulls from the graveyard, so it's really not bad. Sultai Devotee, 2 mana 2/1 with Death Touch. This card's pretty solid. For 1 mana, you can add a Sultai mana once per turn. Osseous Exhale. 2 mana instant. As additional cost to cast the spell, you may behold a dragon. Osseous Exhale deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. If a dragon was beheld, you gain 2 life. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, because even if you don't behold, it's still a 2 mana 5 damage instant. Yeah, that's pretty good. Man, see, white seems so good, green seems so good. I just don't know what I'd want to pair it with. Because white-green would be either Abzan or... Is Abzan the only one doing white-green? Or am I dumb? I think Abzan's the only one with white-green. Because Jeskai is red, blue, white. Temur is RGB. Mardu is black, white, red. Yeah, it's only Abzan. Damn. Am I just going to go Abzan? Abzan or Temur? We got to choose. Those are second to last card. Sibsig Appraiser. 3 mana 2/1. When this creature enters, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand and the other into your graveyard. Okay. And for the final card, the last one of this whole box. Don't forget, I've got another box next week being shipped. So we got more. It's on the way. But the final card, show me this guy right here. Show me this one. This guy or an Ugin? Jasper or Ugin? Come on. Ooh. Okay. We got the clan art Shiko, Paragon of the Way. 5 mana 4/5, flying vigilance. When Shiko enters, exile target non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. Copy it, and then you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Interesting. You exile that for... Copy it, then you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. What does copying it entails? That just means make a token of it, right? I think that just means make a token of it, so you're not like adding it to your hand or anything. That seems okay. 5 mana 4/5 flying vigilance. I mean that already is pretty good. Because then you can attack and they can't easily block you. And you can still block them. That's solid. The art's fucking sick. Shiko looks awesome. Yeah. I don't know, man. Jeskai tempting. Basically anything except Sultai. I wonder if they'll let me let them make the choice for me. So I'm like, I don't know what I want to play. Anything but Sultai. And they just say, okay, we'll put you on whatever has the least number of people doing it or something. I'll probably do that. Okay. But that's the box. Honestly, not a bad one. Value-wise, I don't think we quite got to... quite got back to even on it. But I'll have to check value on Shiko. Dracogenesis is wild. Elspeth is insane. Taval seems good. Scalding Tarn is going to be crazy. Actually, I think I can fit all of them on here. I think. So we've got our Crater Hoof. Death Begets Life. We've got our other Taval. Got our other Crater Hoof. We've got a Smile at Death. And then we've got 2 Call of the Spirit Dragons down here. It's a decent spread. Let's check these bad boys out. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. See where we ended up value-wise. I really don't think that we made it. But we'll find out here. So, first one, Crater Hoof Behemoth. And this is the showcase. Oh. No, it's not the showcase. Is it borderless? Just the borderless version. So we've got 1 normal, 1 foil. So that's 15 and 22. Not bad. We're going to start with the ones that I know aren't worth as much. Death Begets Life, borderless. it's only a $4 card, nothing crazy. Smile at Death. Oh, Smite at Death? No, Smile at Death. Yeah, 550. Nothing crazy. We've got Call the Spirit Dragon. We've got our Tavals. I'm thinking Shiko and Taval are probably not worth as much. Shiko, Paragon. It's the borderless one. Yeah, 866. He seems okay, but definitely it's not anything crazy. Taval seems better. Taval, the balanced scale. Borderless. Yeah, 844. Oh, these are two different versions of Taval. Oh, I literally didn't even look at that. Okay. Then Taval Arbiter seems like the really good one. Arbiter of Virtue is the standard version. $6. Actually, not going for much at all. Oh, that's $6 for the promo. It's a $2 mythic. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. If you get the pre-release version, it's $50. Let's see here. That's definitely not going to stay that way. Let's try Call the Spirit Dragons. This is the showcase version. Yeah, buddy. We've got one normal, one foil. That's 30 and 50. That's $80 right there. God damn. And then these, I think, are the biggest hits that we got. Scalding Tarn. This is the borderless. Yeah. It's another $30 card. Oh, and in foil, it's 50. Okay. Draco Genesis. I think Elspeth might be worth less than this one, but let's see. Draco Genesis 402 showcase. Whew. And it's foil too. Looks like $50. Oh. Why is it saying 47? They're listed at 73. That sounds more like it. Draco Genesis is a ridiculous card. That's probably our biggest pull. But I know people are going nuts over Elspeth, so. Storm Slayer. And this is just the standard version. What, 2030? Yeah, 35. Not bad. Sheesh. So 80, 30, that's 110. We'll say 70, that's 180. These together was 30 and 50. So that's 260. And then, I mean, if you pile up the rest of these guys, and I mean, absolutely with the other ones over here, we're definitely over 300. Damn. Yeah, we easily got our money back. Easily. Probably then some on top, too, if we actually go through all these. I bet you that these lands... I need to sleeve those. I bet you that these lands... Like, look at these fucking lands, man. So sick. I would bet that these lands are worth something. So, here, let's try to filter this down. If we go Tarkir Dragonstorm, shop the set, card type, land, high-low. Oh, it's not as much as I was expecting. We did get a Mistrais Village. That's a $10 card. And each of the eyeball lands are, what, $3 to $5? Yeah. Do people care about the foil? Let's see. Foil is 6. Yeah, these lands are sick. Yeah, the full art ones like these are cool, but not as cool. Dragon Eye lands are fucking awesome. Nice. Alright. That's a dub. We easily got our money back, and we got a lot of really fucking cool cards. Very nice. We take those. And next week, hopefully, we will see a Mox Jasper and or an Ugin. Either one of those would be awesome. Or, I mean, fuck it, let's just pull a serialized. Just do it. You either do or you don't. If you pull a serialized, then you didn't not pull a serialized. It's just that easy. Alright. Let's see. Do I want to hop on PoE? I guess I could. I guess I could. The other thing I need to do is make sure I get food before I go to pre-release, because that shit lasted like 5 hours. We were there for so long. Good God. It was packed. We had like 30 people there. They even like, they were like, well, we're supposed to go to round 4, but it's already 11 o'clock, and does anybody even want to do that? And everybody was kind of just like, yeah, we'll go home. So we cut it short. But yeah, I got 7th place. I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Tied for 2nd, technically, at 2-1. Let's see if we can get that legendary 3-0 for the first time. I was going to play PoE, but I think I'm actually going to cut it and just kind of chill out, because that's what I feel like doing. But I might stream a little bit tomorrow, day after, throughout the week. Get in some PoE, maybe some Kazan. I know there's some other updates to something else coming out, but I can't think of what that was. Anyway, we're going to cut it here. If anybody is still chilling, whether on Twitch or on YouTube, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed the openings. And hopefully I will see you guys in the coming days or on Friday when we open another Tarkir collector box. Otherwise, y'all have a good one.